Hi everyone, it's July 18th, 2020. A lot of places are now only accepting credit cards because obviously they don't want to handle cash that has been touched by a lot of people during the COVID-19 crisis. But there's a little bit of a scam that is going on because of the cashless society that we now live in. I recently went to get my car detailed. This guy was running the service out of his home, and he was using very natural stuff, so that's good. But obviously, he said he wouldn't take credit cards. They wouldn't take cash. He was only taking credit cards through his Apple app. And so I didn't think much of it. I don't even carry much cash anyway, except for the paper notes I like to collect with interesting serial numbers. So I swipe my credit card, and on the next page of the payment, he asks how much I want to tip. And when was the last time you tipped somebody who serviced your car? I mean, but he's right there standing next to me. I felt like I had to tip, but I felt extorted for the $5 or $10 that I tipped him. I don't mind tipping, but I hate the concept of tipping, and here's why. 10 years ago, I had just broken up with a girl, and it was Valentine's Day, and I decided to go out anyway. I get to the restaurant. It was a seafood restaurant, and the waiter could not wait for me to get out of the restaurant. He was really trying to turn my table over quick. Let's just put it that way. And I was upset about that because I was actually heartbroken more about being let go of that restaurant, more so than breaking up with the girl, because I was really enjoying my life alone. It was kind of like a personal quarantine. I enjoyed this quarantine too. I really enjoy my personal space sometimes. But the waiter wanted to rush me out of the restaurant, and I was talking to some friends of it, and they were like, oh yeah, people who come in single on Valentine's Day, they don't tip as well. And funny thing was, I wasn't going to stiff him. I only stiffed him because of what happened. And that's what happens when we have a tipping culture. The stereotypes get magnified. I actually have more money to tip when I go out by myself, right? But unfortunately, that's not how a lot of people see it. Lately, it's been getting better. I still go out by myself from time to time on Valentine's Day, just to show that I'm a happy single guy. A lot of people don't see it that way. Lately, I've been getting better service. Over the last 10 years, it has improved a lot. It's going to probably improve a lot on Valentine's Day 2021, now that it's the norm, right, to go out by yourself. Who knows? I really despise the tipping culture, and I hope now that we've become more of a cashless society, it doesn't become a norm that every time you pay somebody on Apple, you're asked for a tip, right? Soon enough, we'll be going to the grocery store and we'll be tipping, or, we'll be buying toilet paper at Walmart and being asked for a tip. And I think service is just going to disintegrate because we're going to hold these stereotypes. You see somebody going into a Walmart that you think is not going to tip, you're going to rush them through, you're going to give them bad service, you're going to practice even more social distancing with them, and then sure enough, they're not going to tip. I used to have a coworker who had a very strong British accent, and people always assumed he was a tourist. And they would give him lousy service, and then obviously he wouldn't tip. And what was really funny was he one time he went to a restaurant and he didn't realize there was already a service charge added and they weren't expecting a tip, and he tipped anyway, and he got like VIP service for many years, or at least months, until he realized his mistake. And it's just really bad for propagating all sorts of stereotypes about people and how they tip. And the other problem is that okay, let's just suppose the waiter back then really assumed I wasn't going to tip. How about we shouldn't let life revolve around how much tip you get, right? Experiencing different cultures, and the fact that some people are happy being single on Valentine's Day, experiences are valuable too, right? anyways, I feel extorted out of a few bucks today. It's okay, but I felt I should make a PSA out there about the dangers of having our tip culture just consume our lives, right? I know a few years ago Uber had made it a policy that they shouldn't accept tips. I don't know. I don't use Uber all that much. I don't mind giving a tip. What I hate is the tipping culture. Let's put it that way. When the service really warrants a tip, I mean, I'll give a good tip. One time I had gone to a restaurant in Mountain View, California, and it's very tricky when I travel because I have dietary restrictions, and the waitress over there actually went behind the counter to take pictures of labels and all that. She went well above and beyond, so I gave her a very big tip. I think it was about 50% of the check. Another time I was traveling in Warsaw, Poland, and the waitress there also went above and beyond. And also she told me about places to visit when I go to the beach in Gdansk. And so on the last day of the trip, I gave her about all the loose change that I had, because I didn't have much use of it bringing it back home anyhow. And it ended up being about 300 or 400 Polish zloty, which is about what she makes in a month. So she was very happy about that. So I don't mind tipping. What I hate is the culture of tipping and how it propagates all sorts of weirdness and stereotyping. Thanks for watching.